Dawn of Majesty is out in the OCG, and we're starting to see some really cool variants, especially Despia variants, come out into the open. So let's dig on into OCG Thursday, shall we? Make sure you guys smash everything, crap out, subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more OCG Thursday. So today we're going to be exploring Dawn of Majesty and some other things. This is what Lund found kind of interesting this week from the deck list. So let's dig on into this. I'll probably be posting my Despia testing for you guys. You guys have watched the last 2 weeks of stream. You've seen some Despia testing. We started from the Dark Lord variant. We've kind of been exploring like a more pure build. A friend of mine's working on Despia Thunder. It's just interesting the amount of stuff that you can kind of splash in with this deck. So we have triple copies of Albert on normal or special. You get to add a Stigmatic, a spell or trap card. So you can actually search for the one that discards in specials, or you can search for the field spell that lets you, this thing just lets you generically fusion summon. During the main phase, you can fusion summon 1 level 8 or higher fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters on your field or hand as material. Oh, okay. That's really good. Of course, you can only do that once per turn, but I understand that. But yeah, you can search for that as well. So, hey, you know what you can do with this? This lets you fuse into Construct. Anyway, so we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. 1 copy of Tragedy. If it's into the graveyard or banished by card effect, you get to add a Despia monster from your deck to your hand. And then you can banish it from the graveyard to set back a Stigmatic, spell or trap card. So you can get back Theater or Curtain, which is busted, by the way. But you can't do both effects in the same turn, understandably, but you get to navigate and choose which one you want. Then we have the big guy here. Fusion, Synchro, Exceed, and or Link monster special summon. You can target a effect monster on the field and negate its effects. And if this thing is used as material, it gets to come back. It's a 3K body, by the way. It's huge. We have triple copies of Effect Veiler, triple copies of Max C, 1 copy of Ariel, 2 copies of Windy, 1 Beast, 1 Dragon, and 2 Hedgehogs, and then 2 copies of Squamata. Then we have this. So this card is kind of interesting. During the main phase, if a monster whose effects are negated is on the field, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Alright, if your opponent special summons a monsters, you can activate an effect based on the location of where that monster was summoned from. So if they summon it from their hand, you can special summon 1 from your hand. If they summon it from the deck, you get to draw 2 cards. If they summon it from the extra deck, you can destroy 1 of those monsters that was special summoned from the extra deck. And of course, you can only use each effect once per turn, but just being able to negate something with like an Effect Veiler and then deploy this onto the field, and if your opponent summons something from the extra deck, you just get to pop it for free. Like, free real estate. And it's also a light monster, so it's going to double down for the attributes that you're going to want for this deck. Then we have 1 copy of the Theater, triple copies of El Shaddai Fusion, 1 Foolish Barrel, 1 Prosperity, triple copies of Stigmatica Curtain Rise, triple copies of Shaddai Fusion, and we have the 1 Resh Shell Incarnation, and the 1 Schism. Extra deck down here, we have 1 Selene, 1 copy of Verte, 2 copies of Gravity Controller, 1 Access Machine, triple copies of Winda, 1 Shek, triple Construct, 2 copies of App Cologne, and only 1 copy of Kudaris. Now, Kudaris really isn't that good. I think the best value you get is a generic power down on the field. The other downside is, what, the other fusion monster takes a light, a dark, and a Despia monster, so you're already at a disadvantage as it is playing that, so understandably, why you'd only want to play 1 of this. You also got to, pack in all your Shaddai cards as it is. Side deck here, we have 2 copies of Lancia, triple copies of Nibiru, triple copies of Cosmic Cyclone, 1 Feather Duster, 2 copies of Lightning Storm, 2 copies of Super Polymerization, and 2 copies of Torrential Tribute, wrapping up our first rather early look for week 1 results for Despia dolls. I do like this concept a lot. I think, well, we'll see. Despia got a lot out of the first set. This deck is very, very good straight out of the gate, but I feel like we need that little extra spice to kind of make sure that this deck can carry itself at least into the future with maintaining tier 1 status, because, I mean, literally, you put anything with dolls, you're going to be in a good position, right? Next up, we have, Live Twins. So, if you guys don't know, Live Twins just got this absurd new spell card. So you can only activate 1 Live Twin, Trouble Sun, once per turn. When this card resolves, you can add a Live Twin monster from your deck to your hand. So that's a free Rhoda. Okay. Each time your opponent normal special summons a monster while you control an evil twin monster, gain 200 life points, and if you do, inflict 200 damage to your opponent. This card is meant for time, it would seem. Now remember, Life Twins also get this new monster in Lightning Overdrive. So if you control a little monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon one Life Twin, Kishi Killed Frost, once per turn this way. If your opponent adds a card from their deck to the hand, or by a card effect, and you control an evil twin monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard to draw one card. So I get free draw support in my Life Twin deck? Absolutely. The rest of this deck is going to have to be reinforced with some sort of hand traps, as you can see here. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, one copy of Effect Veiler, one copy Ghost Spell, triple copies of regular Kishi Kill, triple copies of Kishi Kill Frost, triple copies of Lilla, and then only one copy of Lilla Treat. Unfortunately, Lilla Treat kind of falls to the wayside in terms of the other value that you can generate from this deck. And then we have triple copies of Maxi, two copies of Called by the Grave, triple copies of Crossout Designator, two copies of Forbidden Droplet, one Feather Duster, two copies of Home. Cool thing with this now is you can reduce the amount of homes now that Sun exists. The cool thing with this was, like, yeah, you got the special summon, but this card just pretty much patches what we needed. So, of course, we have triple Sun, triple copies of Pod Desires, and then we have triple copies of Secret Password, one copy of Present, and then we have triple copies of Infinite Impermanence. Down here in the next deck, we have one Unchained Abomination, one Lingaribo, one Nightmare Unicorn, triple copies of Lilla, triple copies of Kishi Skill, one Access Code, two copies of Sky Cavalry, one Downer, and two copies of the Zeus Machine. Side deck, we have triple copies of Lancia, one Pankratops, two copies of Nibiru, one copy of Skullmeister, two Cosmic Cyclone, triple copies of Lightning Storm, two copies of Anti-Spell Fragrance, and one copy of Imperial Order. Wrapping up, well, something kind of interesting. I like, as we can explore more options with this deck, the fact that we don't have to put an Eldritch engine to it to actually have this deck have some sort of success is actually really nice. I'm actually very happy about that. And last list we have for you guys today is Abyss. So finally this deck is getting a little bit more love. I'm glad to see that we have some variants here. Yes, this one is an Orcust variant, which we don't have Harpor. But I'm kind of excited to see how the TCG is going to adapt and play this variant. It might not be tier 1, but I think a lot of people are very excited to kind of get their hands on this deck here. Ancient Guardians comes out in, what, 2 weeks, if that? So we have one copy of Aleth, Dusk of the Abyss, one Amnesia, Queen of the Abyss, triple copies of Ash Blossom, one copy of Curse, two copies of Ghost Spell, one copy of Grisu, triple copies of Maxi, triple copies of Nihil, triple copies of Null, one copy of Orcust Symbol Skeleton, and the one Harpor, one copy of Orcust Nightmare, one copy of the World Wand, and then one copy of Zoha. Spells, we have two copies of Called by the Grave, triple copies of Crossout Designator, one Foolish Braille, two copies of Forbidden Droplet, one Babble, triple copies of Snake Lily, triple copies of our WinCon. I cannot wait to see the amount of times that this stupid card is going to get Ash Blossom, and the players are going to be like, but what do I do from here? And we have one copy of Talents and one copy of Crescendo. Actually, we have one Union Carrier, one Zero Boros, one Bomber Dragon, one Lungrisu, one Link Karibo, one Nightmare Unicorn, one IP, one Galtea, one Brute Enforcer, one Access Code, one King of the Fairlamps, one Zeus, two Dingrisu, and one copy of Daigusto Emerald. That's kind of interesting. Side deck here we have two Lancia, one Crow, one Pankratops, two copies of Nibiru, one Droplet, one Feather Duster, two Lightning Storm, one Talents, triple copies of Infinite Permanence, and one copy of Vanity's Emptiness, wrapping up this week's OCG Thursday. So, looks like other lists I didn't cover this week. I did see a lot of application for the new Instant Fusion little ramen card that summons the Vanilla Monster. The card's actually making an impact, alright? It's doing it. Outside of that, Dawn was a very good set. Despia added a lot into the pool. As you can see, Life Twins got a very good power-up in the form of their new spell card. Outside of that, not a lot kicking, but 3 metagame changes out of 1 set. It's probably the most that we've had in, what, 2 to 3 sets, so that's actually pretty exciting, all things considered. So guys, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. Smash the crap out of the subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more content. And also your beautiful faces back here later on the day for some more awesome content. Peace out, guys. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCool40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCool40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcoolgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.